Alright, so today we will talk about the Realme 11 Pro Plus, a smartphone that is great in every aspect, especially if it comes to the 200 megapixel main camera. Now, right now I'm recording in 1080p with 30 frames per second since that's the maximum that you can go with. But if you flip that around, you can record in 4K with 30 frames per second with a rear camera. Now, this one is not at 60 frames per second. This one only works in 1080p. Alright, so let's start with the unboxing. The first thing that pops up is not the smartphone, but a bag with your paper stuff and your silicone case, which I definitely like about Realme, that they always come with a free silicone case. Next up, there is the smartphone, of course, and you definitely see this huge, massive camera on the backside and a matte black back. The last thing that you get is a standard USB cable with USB-A to USB-C connection and your 100 watts fast charger, to which we'll get later on in the video. Alright, let's get over to the specs and the design. The Realme 11 Pro Plus has a 6.7-inch AMOLED touch display with a resolution of 1080p. We got a plastic back, but as you can see, most of the back is covered by this massive camera. This one takes pictures with 200 megapixel and can capture videos in 4K and 30 frames per second. On the front we have, of course, also a selfie camera with 32 megapixel, but only 1080p with 30 frames per second if you want to shoot any videos. This phone is available in a few different colors. I took the black version, but you can get this one also in beige and green. I think it's fair to say that this one is one of the slimmer smartphones right now. Now, with a plastic frame and a double reinforced glass front with 183 grams, this phone isn't heavy at all, and it does look pretty nice how the back and the front curves around towards the edges of the phone. The 11 Pro Plus has a nice matte black back cover on which you barely see any of your fingerprints, and you got the Realme logo on the bottom. This phone lights up with a peak of 800 nits, which is enough to watch some video clips out in the sun. Now the 6.7-inch AMOLED display supports HDR10+, and in combination with the OLED panel, your videos will look great. Also, since it's a 5G smartphone, you can even watch your Twitch and YouTube videos on the go without a huge buffering time sometimes. Now, this phone supports 10-bit and has a 120Hz refresh rate. Like this, you get contrasty pictures with excellent colors. For the audio, the Realme 11 Pro Plus has a pair of stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. This phone gets quite loud and the quality is great too, but here goes an example. Let's check out this smartphone. First up, the unboxing, and once we open up the box, the first thing that pops up is the smartphone. I took the green version of it, but there's also a black version. The Realme 11 Pro Plus is powered by a 5000 mAh battery that does a very good job as far as battery life goes. Not only does it get through the day with ease, but a big part is the charging speed with the 100 watts fast charger that is included in the box. This one charges your smartphone from 0 all the way up to 100% in just half an hour, and 15 minutes will get you to about 60%. Now let's talk about the chipset and the performance. Now right here we get the MediaTek Dimensity 7050 5G. Compared to the older model, this one is definitely not an upgrade. You basically have the same performance as in the last 3 years. It gets the job done on your day-to-day use and things run smooth as well, but you definitely can't have a real gaming experience on this one. Now let's get over to the camera. On the back we got that 200 megapixel main camera with OIS and an 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel macro cam. On the front we will find a 32 megapixel selfie cam that can capture videos in 1080p with 30 fps. The main camera is a little bit better and can shoot videos in 4K, but also just with 30 fps. I still think both cameras work alright, even though I wouldn't get this phone if shooting video is your main purpose, but that's how it looks like. Alright, so let's compare the main camera and the selfie camera. So right now, this is the selfie camera with 1080p with 30 frames per second, since that's the maximum that you can go with. And it does look alright. Now, in the next video, we will switch that around and record with the main camera in 4K and 30 frames. Alright, so now this is the camera flipped around. Now with the main camera, 4K and 30 frames per second. Now unfortunately there is no 60 FPS available, and this one only works with 1080p and 60 FPS. The pictures that you can take with the phone are awesome, and I really like the portrait mode. You can get some very nice background blur and poppy colors with either the back and the front camera. There's even a retouch feature and you can adjust the depth of field. This camera, by the way, also has many camera modes such as a street mode, night mode, slow mode, group portrait, macro, and a pro mode, plus many more. From a pictures taking standpoint, this phone is great. So the Realme 11 Pro Plus runs on Realme UI 4.0, which comes with a lot of features. First, you get the fingerprint sensor, which works great for most parts. It sometimes didn't get my fingerprints at all, but that's only because I have some sweaty fingers. Also, the face detection on this phone works great. The 11 Pro Plus is available in a few different sizes. This one is available in 256, 512, and 1 terabyte of internal storage with either 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. If you check out the storage settings, you see that about 14 gigs are already occupied by the system. You got your different wallpapers and an always on display mode that you can customize yourself with different canvas, bitmoji, text, and custom patterns. There are also different fingerprint animations that you can choose from, like the fizz one, which is set by default, but you can also go with the bubble animation, sparks, ripple, and a few more. The Realme also has edge lightings in different colors, blue, red, and orange, plus some special features like floating windows, a split screen, and a smart sidebar that gives you a quick access to a couple of your applications. Of course, you also get the usual gesture controls, like you can take screenshots by swiping down on a display or hold with 3 fingers to create a partial screenshot, and you can take infinite long screenshots. After you did a screenshot of something, you can further scroll down to grab more of the content that you want to share. And guys, there we have it. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.